Hey guys, sup? It's me, Kristen. Recently I have been doing tons of makeups, including clay prosthetics / clay sculpts. So I decided to show you how I make them in today's video. The clay that I use for both of these things is by Crayola. It is their white air dry clay. You can use the professional clay that professionals use, like this one, but if you're an amateur like me, then this clay is just as good. The tools that I use I bought off of Amazon.com for $8. If you guys would like to buy any of the products that I mentioned in today's video, it will be linked down below, so make sure to check out that description box. Another tool that I use is a spray bottle filled with water. You guys can choose to pour your water in a cup and use your fingertips to smooth out your clay, but this is just more convenient for me. Another tool that I use is a sea sponge. I prefer them over stipple sponges because they give better texture, and I just cut mine up so that they're easier to use. As for where to sculpt, I prefer to just use a lid of my clay, but that is up to you. If you guys want to use your countertop, go ahead, but this is just like a no-brainer. It's just the best place to sculpt on top of, but once again, it is up to you on where you decide to sculpt. In this video, I will be doing a demo of how I sculpt clay into a wound, which I will later mold. Fair warning, this will not be good. This is just an example. And if you guys would like to see how I would sculpt an actual prosthetic, like a finger, just tell me. I began by smoothing out my clay onto the lid. Next, I sprayed the clay with water to make it softer, and I used my sea sponge to blend out the edges and also add texture onto the clay. As you can see, it gave the clay an awesome skin texture look. Next, I went ahead and used one of my tools to actually make the wound in my clay sculpt, and I also used it to add texture on my sculpt. I added water one more time and I textured it with my sea sponge. You want to let this dry for 2 to 7 days depending on its thickness. Let it dry for as long as it needs because you want it to be rock solid when you use it. If you want to mold your sculpt after it has dried, then just add multiple layers of liquid latex over it. After the layers have all dried, peel it off and bam, you have a prosthetic. If you decide that you want to use polymer clay instead to make a prosthetic, go ahead. I say use Sculpt. This is the best polymer clay out there, and follow the exact same instructions as before, except for bake this clay since it is not air dry. So this is a bone that I made out of polymer clay and I used it in one of my makeups. It looked amazing, and as you can see, worked just as well as the Crayola clay, and yeah, I'm just showing you a picture of it in the makeup. And yeah, so if you guys choose to use polymer clay, it is just as good too. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, like, all of that stuff, and check out everything in the description box. Bye guys, love you.